Hey everybody, I'm NecroVMX. Welcome to my channel, and you are listening to POTATOCAST. And got some updates for you on everything that's going on, and everything has gone pretty well. And I'm going to tell you about my week and tell you about everything that's gone. But first things first, let's talk about let's respond to your questions and comments from last week. And let's see, I got about 15. Got quite a bit of questions and comments, although some of them were from the same person. Like Alex Shannon posted let's see, how many times did he post? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. Well, man, I don't mind you posting like a lot of stuff, but maybe, I don't know, wait till the end of the episode. And then I think he's posting as he's going through. But first, let's go. Papa Chongo says, avocados are a superfood. Olives too. As far as rice goes, how about brown rice? The fiber in it will help to keep you full longer. I have considered brown rice. I haven't picked up any. Avocados I've been eating. Olives, I'm a huge fan of olives. It's just, when you get into olives and avocados, it does get a little expensive. I love olives. I love all sorts of olives. Basically any type of olive that you can name, the black ones, the green ones, the pimento ones, the Kalamata ones. Love them all. They're a great snack. My diet's been really good. I have my cheat days, but even on my cheat days, I really kind of take it easy. Like when I had the pizza last week, not last cheat day, because last cheat day was yesterday, but the first cheat day, I had like a small pizza with, I had small pizza with onions, peppers, and anchovies on it, which was really delicious. I also had garlic bread, but I did feel kind of guilty afterwards. And this cheat day, I went to Wendy's, and I didn't even go overboard. I didn't get fries. I don't want to get anything fried. I got the grilled chicken sandwich, which is like it's a piece of grilled chicken. It's got lettuce and tomato on it. It's got honey mustard, which I really like. And instead of French fries, I got a baked potato. Now, yes, I did get cheese and bacon on it, but it's cheat day. And, I don't drink soda. I had unsweetened iced tea. Diet's been going really well. I've been eating super healthy, and I've been eating very small portions. The whole, not feeling full and feeling hungry and getting kind of hangry, I've just kind of been dealing with that. So far it hasn't been too much of an issue. Alright, Alex Shannon's first comment here, which is a big one. He says, my workouts consisted of a lot of walking, no power walking because my dog is always zigzagging around the road and I have to yank him back towards me a bunch. Weightlifting, Muay Thai, and English sword fighting. I lack a lot of the protective gear I probably need for Muay Thai practice, but I don't hurt myself all that often, all that badly. All it really does is make my elbows and knees raw when I'm using my piece of shit punching bag. If I can ever get either of my good practice bags set up inside, that'd be great, as I wouldn't have to take days off when it's raining. Rain screws up my routine big time, plus the weather has practically killed my supposedly weatherproof punching bag. Rain's a bummer, but like yesterday it was raining, and I just kind of waited for a lull and went out and did my power walk then, and it went fine. As for when the weather's really bad, I mean, like I said, I could do sit-ups or push-ups or something in the house. But, or I might just, get an umbrella and walk in the rain. Who knows? It's so far it hasn't been an issue. Alex Shannon's next comment. He says, I watched the Ghostbusters trailer myself and figure it's going to turn out like the Psycho remake, only worse. They've got so much rehashing going on in that trailer and so much bad modern humor that it sounds like it's just going to be pointless. Ghostbusters was good. It's not hard to find. So why bother with a remake? Well, because they want to make money off of it. I mean, that's the obvious thing. And, people have wanted... See, here's the thing. People wanted a third Ghostbusters movie for ages. And we're like, Ghostbusters was great. Ghostbusters 2 was okay. We wanted a third one. We wanted those guys to come back and do a third movie. And unfortunately, there was this whole thing between Harold Ramis and Bill Murray where they used to be friends, and then they no longer were friends. And, Harold Ramis wanted to do a third Ghostbusters, but he would not do it without Bill Murray. Bill Murray would not do it. They kept, writing up scripts, and Bill Murray would shred them and send them back. And I think there was just a big misunderstanding. They thought, oh, he didn't like the script, let's keep redoing it until we get one that he likes. When in fact it was just that he was not interested in doing a third Ghostbusters, at all. He had no interest in it. And then Harold Ramis died, and all of a sudden they were like, okay, let's do another Ghostbusters, but let's do a reboot. And I think that was the smart way to go. Doing it with all women, I don't care. I mean, that's fine. But I just, from the trailer, it doesn't seem that funny. And the special effects seem kind of overblown to me. Alex Shannon's next Alex Shannon's next comment: the old 3DS actually does run Super Nintendo games incredibly well. Dragon Ball Z Super Budokan 2, which is a bare bones port, but still runs at full speed. But you said it. You said it right there. It's a port. Okay? It's a port. It's not emulated. The big difference is it's made for the 3DS. Okay? It's not a Super NES game being emulated on the old 3DS. So no, the old 3DS does not run Super Nintendo games incredibly well. It runs 3DS games incredibly well. Okay? You're talking about Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden? Whatever the hell that is. Part 2. And I'm going to Google this and let's see. I mean, you said it's a bare bones port. I mean, I'm seeing it as a Super NES game, but you said port. Oh, here it is. It's one of the games included in the compilation J Legend Retsuden for Nintendo 3DS. See, it's a port. It's not emulated. And when it comes to emulation, there's emulation that's playable, and then there's emulation that's really, really good. And Nintendo has a very high standard. They're not going to release anything that's not like 99% perfect. Then your next comment. Let's see. The SNES games I'd like to see are some Japanese exclusives or other SNES games that I don't already own on Super Famicom or other systems. Things like Fire Emblem Gaiden, Thrakia 776, Genealogy of Holy War, Seiken Densetsu 3, Terranigma, etc. I'd have to wait until I got a new 3DS, though. Okay, like, realistically, okay? That's not going to happen. None of that is going to happen, okay? It's never going to happen. Those games were not released in English. Nintendo is probably not going to use fan translations. Some companies have been known to do that. Falcom and XC, they've been known to farm. They've been saying they'll contact people, hey, you did a fan translation, can we use that as the official translation? And they'll do it. But realistically, I mean, come on now. That's not going to happen. All right, let's see. Rocker Josh 717 hashtag potato. I'm in a similar situation health-wise. I have high cholesterol, diabetes, severely overweight, and recently joined a gym. I'm so sorry to hear about the diabetes, though. That sucks. I recently had my 2-week evaluation, and it turns out I gained 5 pounds but lost over 6% in body fat. Well, if you're at a gym, I just want to jump in here. If you're at a gym, you're probably pumping weight. You're probably doing what's called anaerobic exercise, which is used for building muscles. And you didn't lose weight, but you said you lost 6% body fat. That's great. The pounds that you gain, probably muscle mass. So, I would say, you're doing all right. Let's see. I'm not trying to gain muscle mass. I'm trying to just lose weight and be healthier right now. But I don't know. If I ever get to a point where I'm, like, legitimately thin, I might be interested in bodybuilding or something. I don't know. I don't know that I would be. I'd have to join a gym or get equipment or something. But that's a pain in the ass. But I don't know. I think that you must be doing pretty well. But let me read the rest of what you said. I usually go for around 2 hours, 3 to 4 times a week doing weights and cardio. I know you're happy with jogging/walking, but if you want to get into some kind of resistance training when the weather gets bad, maybe you can try using some resistance bands. Kits can be found for cheap. If it's something that is small, like, see, I don't have a lot of space. That's the thing. And I might look into that, but generally speaking, I want to really do this on my own. I want to do this not on my own. I mean, I want support from people, but I want to do this without equipment. I want to do this, kind of like the right way in a way. Not that you're doing it the wrong way, but kind of like the natural way, I guess. I don't know. My thinking is really fuzzy on this because I'm not really committed to not doing that stuff. It's just that, like I said, I have a really small place, not a lot of room for equipment and stuff like that. Let's see, what else have you said? Speaking of eating more healthy and less portions, you might want to try eating smaller meals more times a day, like every 3 hours. Can't. There's no way. Just with my work schedule, I can't do it. And I really wouldn't want to because I've read about that, and theoretically, it's true that if you eat small portions, the thing is that it's very difficult to keep it small, from what I've heard. So, basically what I'm just doing is I'm sort of doing the mind hack of using smaller plates, and that it really does work. It really does, because like if you put a small amount of food on a large plate, your brain's like, yo, come on, bro, that's not a full portion. But if you do it on a smaller plate, I mean, at first I was skeptical, but I read on the internet and I tried it. It really does work. You really don't feel as unsatisfied. You feel much more satisfied. Let's see. If you're feeling hungry, maybe try to drink more water. Oh, dude, I drink so much water, and I got a little story about that a little while later when I get to what happened with because I'm going to talk about the ultrasound and everything. But yeah, no, I know all about you saying the body feels hungry if you need water as well. I drink water constantly. I can never have enough water. Ever since I have drank more water, I've gone around eating better in smaller portions. Also, that to that listener who likes French fries a lot, sweet potatoes are much healthier options and can be made into fries, baked, and seasoned a bit. Well, personally, I hate sweet potatoes, but if that person likes them, maybe they could try that. Personally, I just say use the regular potatoes. They're not unhealthy. They are a vegetable. Just don't fry them. If you cook them in bake them in an oven and season them with maybe some garlic, some salt and pepper, it tastes really good. Anyway, best of luck to you, Nick, or everyone else with better health goals, and best of luck to you too. It sounds like you're sort of in a worse situation. I mean, I have the high cholesterol. I'm overweight. But you have diabetes. That sucks, man. I feel so bad about that. I mean, I don't have diabetes, but part of like my decision to really commit to living healthier and everything is that I don't want to have diabetes in the future. So, I'm sort of trying to nip it in the bud here. Yeah, sorry to hear that, and I'm hoping you will follow up with more comments in the future on your progress as well, because I'm interested in this. King Squaz says, when is the next McJuggernuggets exposed video coming out? Well, if you'd listened to the whole video, you would know that I said next week, and if you're listening to this now, it's already out. Alex Shannon again, he says, look at Loompa's avatar, that's what I was talking about. If you say so, man, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. The Undertaker says, yeah, he may have wanted to clear it out because it got so... Oh, this is responsible to McJuggernuggets, the fan mail thing. Because it got so crowded in that closet, I just thought maybe at first he wouldn't really have done it because I thought he would want to keep those letters as memories. But I'm sure you're right about that. Maybe there was also too much, and he had to get rid of all the garbage, like the empty letter envelopes. Yeah, I mean, he may have kept some letters, like the ones that mean something to him, but really, I'll be honest with you, he talks a big game, but I really don't think it means anything to him other than when they send him stuff. I really don't think these letters... I think he's looking at them and he's acting like, oh, I love you guys. This means so much, But at the same time, I really think what he's thinking is, haha, I got you all fooled. Anyways, I'm looking forward to what you have next for us. It's great to hear from you, as always, Nick Max. So thank you. Alex Shannon again. He says, the front page of YouTube sucks these days. There's nothing on there that I either want to watch or haven't already watched. I never get any good suggestions anymore, so I just stick to my subscriptions. That's a shame. Sometimes I look at sometimes I look over at the suggestions, and it usually seems to be based on what you've watched recently. And sometimes I find something there. Not always. I don't know. I think it depends on what you're watching. The Moogle Master says, #potato. Which upcoming 3DS/Wii U games are you looking forward to? How many times I got to tell you guys I don't have a Wii U? I'm looking forward to multiple 3DS games. It says, do you prefer desktops or laptops? I like desktops. I've never owned a laptop. I don't really like them. They have tiny keyboards. I have big man hands. It just doesn't work. And he says, what are your favorite non-gaming YouTube channels? Well, first about the 3DS games, I want to get Hyrule Warriors Legends, because that just came out, and I heard it kind of sucks if you play it on old 3DS, which is hilarious. It's got frame rate problems and whatnot, but it's perfect on new 3DS. But that's what I have. I have the new 3DS. I'm looking forward, of course, to Dragon Quest 7 and 8, which are coming out supposedly this year. From what I've heard, Dragon Quest 7 should be hitting us this summer, and Dragon Quest 8 probably more around the holidays. And what else is there? There was something else. I mean, I heard Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 is coming out, so that's really cool. Let's see. And as for non-gaming YouTube channels that I actually like... now why am I drawing a blank here? Let me go to my subscriptions and see what's in there. Well, there's some food channels I watch. Like I watch Tasted, I watch Dame Drops, like food reviews and stuff like that. There's some movie reviews. I like CinemaSins a lot. They're very funny. I'm subscribed to Cinefix. What else is there? Let me look at my subscriptions. I like Rhett and Link. I'm subscribed to all their channels. I'm a really big fan of Good Mythical Morning. It's part of my morning routine. What Let's see what else is in here. I like Black Nerd Comedy. He's really cool. I mean, he does talk about games such, but he's really more of just a general like geek out. You know, he does movie reviews, he does toy reviews, he does all sorts of stuff. And I just find his personality to be interesting. Chris Sanders is another guy similar to that. And he just does like geeky stuff and talks about stuff. I do watch Mojo, but they've been kind of crappy lately, so I wouldn't say they're one of my favorites. I like BuzzFeed. A lot of these are gaming channels. I'm just looking at... I like College Humor. And some of them are just like related to TV shows. Like I'm subscribed to like Conan O'Brien and Jimmy Kimmel. Because I don't always get to watch Conan O'Brien or Jimmy Kimmel. Those are my two favorite late night talk show hosts. Conan O'Brien is my favorite of all time. And I don't always get to watch him, so he puts the highlights up, which are really cool. That pretty much covers like... you know, the major ones right there. So let's go back to... I can find the tab. Oh, here we are. Stormcrow95, hashtag potato. Funny coincidence that you get around to exercising and dieting for health near the time I got back to hiking with how the weather stopped being as much of an icy clusterfuck. It seems a lot of people... It's not just me. It seems a lot of people are really just starting to look into, like, getting healthier recently. That's good. It feels like I'm doing it with a community almost. How goes the progress since last POTATOCAST with the health and wellness stuff? Well, I'm going to get to that a little bit later. I'm going to go into detail. Also, ever thought of doing games like Dark Souls? I think your commentary would prove amusing, and a buddy has been doing blog posts of his playthrough, so I got reminded to ask that after the Souls series slipped my mind for a bit. Yeah, I have Dark Souls. I don't have 2 or 3 or Demon Souls, but I have Dark Souls. I haven't played it, but that is definitely something that I would want to do. Absolutely. Might happen in the future. BioPhoenix says, that curry chicken you posted on Twitter looked pretty damn good. It was damn good. I'm out of it now, and I'm sad. I'm going to have to make more, but I have to wait till I get paid because it's expensive to buy all the ingredients. Yes, cooking videos would be interesting, but might be tough to do. Very true. I agree with your stance on gaming channels on YouTube. You know, if I ever get like a day to hang out with my sister, and maybe I could cook it at her place and she could film, that's a possibility. You know. A bit more on the a great bit on the emulation, because a lot of people don't really look into what it means. I know seeing ActRaiser on 3DS would be pretty sweet. Oh, that's a good one. ActRaiser is one of my favorites. I would love to see it on the 3DS. I would buy that. And it was an early Super Nintendo game. ActRaiser is a good one. I would love to see that. Very, very good answer. Luke has 2009 hashtag potato. What I do while on my exercise bike is watch YouTube videos on my Wii U. Oh, that's cool. That works. I listen to Pandora when I'm doing my thing, so there you go. That's what I mostly use it for anyways. I actually don't have room for it last year since the couch took up too much space. We called it the monstrosity because of how large it was, but had to get rid of the middle section since the bottom fell out of one of the seats on it. That cut the size of it quite down a bit, making room for the bike. I've been doing 3 kilometers a day on it. Would do more, but I'm usually exhausted by then. Well, I mean, once you're exhausted, you shouldn't kill yourself. That sounds like it's good exercise. I need to work up to going further. Although I'm already starting to feel the benefits of using it such as sleeping better and generally having more energy than before. Okay, great. And then one more from Alex Shen. He says, you talk about needing a second monitor, and I literally just got my 3rd monitor. No, I'm not talking about needing a second monitor. I'm talking about replacing the monitor that I have and then setting up a television next to my monitor so that I can play console games at my desk and capture them by hooking up the HDMI to a splitter or something like that. Especially since Bandicam has that built in now. That's what I was talking about. Why would you need 3 monitors? 2 monitors should be enough. 3 monitors is just insane. You're crazy, man. All right, but like I said, this is probably going to be a shorter episode because I had so much to do today. I tell you, man, I last night I went to see Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And I got home late because the movie actually started super late. I got tickets for 10:15, and nothing came on the screen until like almost 10:30. It was like 10:28, and then commercials, and then previews, and then the movie started. It was like closer to 11. I didn't get home till 1:30, and then I was talking with Andrew about the movie, and then I talked to Joe the Cripple about the movie, and then my friend Hugh came on and we were talking. And then I was like, oh shit, it's 4 a.m. I got a lot of recording to do, and I recorded. Afterbirth Saturday with Binding of Isaac, and then from that I moved right on to working on the McJuggernuggets Part 5 video, which is now up. You should see that now. And then it was like, oh, I got to do my exercise. Went out and did that, and I almost wasn't going to do POTATOCAST, but then I was like recording a Let's Play, and that actually went really quickly. And then I was like, okay, let's do POTATOCAST, but it's going to be a shorter episode because it's later in the day for me, and I got other shit to do, and I haven't eaten anything since that Wendy's last night. So, not that I'm feeling super hungry, but I'm just thinking about making a sandwich and maybe chewing on a few almonds, having some water. But yeah, health-wise, so I had the... first of all, I just want to say that... okay, so I weighed myself at work, and my initial weigh-in when I first started this was... They see, we have these scales at some of the houses, and there's this big one at one of the houses that I work. And I'm there pretty regularly, so I figured I could just use that scale, because I don't own a scale, And the first weigh-in was 275. And that was on a Tuesday, and then I figured I'm here every Tuesday. So then the next Tuesday, I looked at it, and I tweeted about it, that I had lost 4 pounds. I was down to 271. And then that Thursday, I was at that same house, and I was like, what the hell? And I jumped on the scale, and I was down to 269. So total, as of the last weigh-in, which was Thursday, I've lost 6 pounds, which I think is really positive. I think this is working. I'm doing well. I'm exercising every day. I'm eating better. I'm eating less. And I've lost 6 pounds, and I just feel great about it. But I did have the ultrasound. I did want to talk about that. Basically, my doctor, I don't know if you guys remember if I even talked about it too much, but last time when I had the physical, he did say my liver was enlarged, and he had some concerns about my thyroid. First, from the blood work that I had taken prior to the physical appointment, stated that some of my thyroid levels were kind of low, pointing towards a form of like some kind of hypothyroidism. And the Truvada, which was the medication I was taking as a preventative measure for HIV, which I guess I don't have, so that's great. But some of the side effects are problems with kidneys, problems with liver, problems with thyroid. So I figure it was probably related to the pills. Well, at least the thyroid definitely was, I think. But anyway, he put me on a medication called Synthroid, or it's also called levothyroxine. And that is to just, it's a synthetic hormone. It's right there in the name, actually. Synthroid, synthetic thyroid hormone. Or levothyroxine to level out your thyroid levels. So it's pretty cool. A lot of the patients at my job, my healthcare job, take it, which is interesting. And although I noticed that they all take the same dose, they all take 75 micrograms, and I'm taking 100 micrograms. So that's kind of like I'm taking a higher dose than them, But I gotta be honest with you guys. I was scared to death about this ultrasound, because when he touched my liver and he was like, I want you to have an ultrasound, and it wasn't something that could be done in that medical center. I had to travel to New Jersey for it. I had to make the appointment and everything. And I'll be honest with you, I was scared, because who knows what's going to pop up. I could have had cancer for all I know, and I did get really emotional about it. I remember like breaking down a little bit with Tanya, telling her how scared I was. And I initially made it for like a week after the doctor's appointment, then I pushed it back and another week. And what happened was, because I really didn't want to go by myself. I really did not want to go through that alone. So I talked to my sister, and I said, would you come with me? And and I actually wanted her really to drive me, was a big part of it, because I had to go to work, from midnight to 8 a.m. and then to go to New Jersey to be at this appointment at 10. And I was going to be very tired, and also I had to fast that day. I couldn't eat or drink anything for 8 hours prior to the ultrasound. So then my sister caught strep throat from her kids, and she was sick, and she wasn't sure if she was going to be better by the time that appointment came around, so I pushed it off another week. I rescheduled it. I had it last Thursday. I was freaked out. I'll be honest with you guys. I was freaked the fuck out because I didn't know what they were going to find. And I got to tell you, my sister, I'll tell you guys, I have, my friends, I have Julie, my girlfriend, and everything, but I tell you, there really is no one that you're closer to than your siblings, and it really is the case with my sister. And, we razz each other, we get annoyed with each other, but we really are there for each other. And she came with me, and not only did she come with me, but she offered to be in the room when they were doing the thyroid, because she's seen so many she's in healthcare as well. And it was kind of funny, because the tech that was doing the ultrasound, he said to me after a while, because I was looking at the red and blue spots that pop up on the thigh, because the ultrasound's mostly just like grays, but then occasionally when he, is doing something, there's these red and blue, and I said, oh, that's the red and blue ships, the Doppler effect, and he goes, you're very knowledgeable, and I said, yeah, I'm in healthcare, and then my sister said something a little later, like when he was looking at me, because it wasn't, like my doctor ordered the thyroid ultrasound and also an entire abdominal thing, which was to look at my liver, but also to look at all of my abdominal, all my organs down there in the abdomen. And he, at one point, he goes, well, I'm looking at your kidneys now. And because I was facing away from him, I couldn't see the screen. And my sister looks at it and she goes, well, I could tell you, you definitely don't have kidney stones. So the thing is, the techs may see something and they may know something's wrong, but they're not allowed to say anything because their job is not to diagnose. But my sister would say, hey, if I see anything, I'll let you know. But she sees the kidney stones because you definitely don't have kidney stones. And the tech is like, how do you know these things? And I go, well, she's in healthcare too. And it's funny because she almost went to school for ultrasound but decided against it for the reason that she felt if she was doing something and she saw something wrong, especially if it was like a pregnant woman and she saw something was wrong with the baby, she doesn't feel that she'd be able to hold her tongue and not say anything. She would probably say something and then, you get fired for that kind of thing. So she didn't go through an ultrasound. But anyway, yeah, so they looked at my thyroid, and I got the test results, and the thyroid was normal. And I don't know whether it's because of the Synthroid I'm taking, or because I haven't taken the Truvada and I'm off that, and the side effects are no longer there. So we'll see what my doctor says when I see him in about, I think, 4 weeks or so, to see whether he wants me to continue with the Synthroid or not. So then he was like, he was going all over my stomach. And by the way, some people said to me, oh, the worst thing about it is that the gel is cold. Actually, the gel was very warm. They kept it in warmer. At one point, it was actually kind of hot. And I was like, oh, that's actually hot. But he looked at my kidneys, my liver, my gallbladder, my spleen. And yeah, he said at one point, he's like, okay, now I'm looking at your spleen. And I went, oh, my freaking spleen! He didn't get the joke. My sister got the joke, but he didn't get the joke. Oh, my fucking spleen! I did do that, as a joke. And I did get the results really quickly, like the next day. My sister said she didn't see anything. And apparently, my liver was enlarged, but it's not enlarged due to anything really that terrible. Like, it's not cancer, it's not anything terrible. It's fat. I have some fat in my liver. And I looked into it, and I have what is known as... Oh, shit, I don't have it up in front of me. Hold on one second. Let me bring this back up. Okay, it's called NAFLD, which is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So it's according to here, the American Liver Foundation, it is the buildup of extra fat in liver cells that is not caused by alcohol. It is normal for the liver to contain some fat. However, if more than 5 to 10% of the liver's weight is fat, then it is called a fatty liver or steatosis. And this could have had something to do with the Truvada, but when I was looking into the same website at theliverfoundation.org, it said that who is likely to have it? People who are overweight, people who have high diabetes or high cholesterol or high triglycerides. I don't have diabetes, but I do have high cholesterol. I am overweight. I have high triglycerides. You could also get it from rapid weight loss or poor eating habits. So, that's kind of why I don't want to lose weight too fast. I want to do this the healthy, kind of slower way. And my eating habits have been good. So essentially, this could become bad if untreated. It could lead to cirrhosis. It could lead to cancer and all these things. There really are no symptoms, so to speak, unless it gets really bad. But essentially, treatment, there's no medical treatment. The treatment is eating a healthy diet and exercising regularly. So that's what this says. And guess what? That's what I've done. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I feel that, okay, I'm already on the cure. It's just going to take hard work and discipline, which I've never been averse to hard work or discipline. And, but, basically I may have to go to the doctor more often than I'd like to just check on things. But I think, what it basically boils down to is I know what's wrong with me. It's nothing too terrible. I don't have cancer or nothing. No, insane red flags. It's something that just comes from, the fact that I am a big fat motherfucker who likes to eat a lot of fried food and did it for too long without exercising enough. And now I am a slightly less big fat motherfucker, but still a big fat motherfucker who is eating a lot healthier and exercise regularly and is on the road to recovery, essentially. The slow road to recovery. Like, I know I've had people come on here that were like nutritionists or personal or trainers or whatnot who, would want me like, running sprints and pumping iron and eating nothing but brown rice and couscous all day. I'm not going to do that because, first of all, I would be very, very unhappy. I want to be happy. And I am happy right now. I'm doing well. And you know what? I'm enjoying what I'm eating. I'm never going to give up meat, but maybe, like I said, I've cut down dramatically the amount of food I'm eating, and I've cut out certain things. Like I've cut out fried foods. I've cut out eating bacon a lot. I'll have it every once in a while. I had a little bit of bacon on my baked potato last night, but that was my cheat day, and it's only once a week. And, like I said, it is what it is. I feel a lot better having seen the results and having gotten the ultrasound out of the way. I was incredibly freaked out. I am no longer freaked out. Now it's just like I said, I just got to stick to it. The website also says I should avoid alcohol. I mean, like, I haven't had a drink in... Oh, God. I haven't had a drink in a while. I hadn't had a drink since early January. And now that I know that I'm not on the medication and there's nothing seriously wrong with my liver, I feel like I could have some every once in a while now. But it does say avoid alcohol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to severely limit the amount of alcohol that I intake. So basically, it's going to be like maybe a once every 2 weeks thing where I would have a drink or something. Maybe I'd do it on a stream or something if I wanted to be a little extra funny. But essentially speaking, I'm not going to drink more than twice a month. And in those cases, I don't normally drink to intoxication anyway. The last time I did was one of my streams, and then I got drunker after the stream, and I made an asshole out of myself, and I decided I wasn't going to drink to intoxication anymore. But I never really was a getting drunk type of guy. I'm more about enjoying the drink itself. So basically, that's something that, I can cut down and not really it be a big deal. I can cut it down to almost nothing. But that's saying I'm not going to cut it down completely because, goddamn, I got to enjoy some things every once in a while. And a good bottle of scotch is meant to be enjoyed. If I enjoy it at a slower rate, well, that just means I enjoy it for a longer period of time. And I spent a lot less money. So there, I'm going to end it here. I did want this to be kind of a shorter episode. Next week I'll probably have something to talk about other than this health stuff that's kind of dominated POTATOCAST for a while. Although I will give you an update. I'll let you guys know what the weight is and how I'm doing, and all that, and give you any updates. It's probably just going to be like, from now on, it's probably just going to be telling you how much weight I've lost or not lost or whatever. But so far it's been very positive. Thank you guys for your support, and I hope you enjoyed POTATOCAST, and enjoy the rest of the videos that came out today, and we'll come out for the rest of the week. See you next